Hey there peeps, it's me again and I'm back for another video. This time I am interviewing the CEO and founder of JACS, or what we call as Just Another Communication Stack, Mr. Mohamed El Dessouki. So we will be discussing more on JACS project concept, core features, benefits, advantages, latest developments, and future plans. So if you really want to know more about it, I suggest that you should keep watching. Okay guys, so I am here right now with our special guest in today's show, the CEO and founder of JACS, or what we call as Just Another Communication Stack. So please welcome Mr. Mohamed El Dessouki. So thank you for being here in the show, sir.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
And of course, we want to say hello to our viewers here on YouTube.
Hey viewers, hi, how are you doing? It's a pleasure to be with you today.
All right, so let's proceed now to the questions that I have for you, sir. Okay, so could you share more about yourself to our amazing viewers here on YouTube?
Of course, this is a great pleasure. I come from a telecoms and data networks background. I've been in this field for more than 20 years now. I have touched upon the different aspects of the industry as I moved through my career in small, medium, and extra large enterprises. 5 years ago, myself and my co-founder, my partner, Mustafa, we decided that we really need to do something about the current data communication and internet infrastructure. So this is why we decided to go into crypto and blockchain in the industry of telecommunications and datacoms.
Okay, sir. Well, thank you very much for sharing to us about yourself. So how did you get started having some interest in cryptocurrency, blockchain, and DeFi space?
Right. You know, this is, of course, the hype of technology in current days. However, we believed strongly that blockchain specifically is not to be only encapsulated in cryptocurrencies. And blockchain has a much, much bigger role to play as a technology than just exchanging crypto assets. Because of our background and because of our passion to make the internet a much better experience to everyone, we decided to use blockchain as an enabler to a new transport mechanism for the internet, what we currently call JACS. We started off calling it just another communication stack, but we had blockchain in the back of our minds and we leveraged the powers of blockchain in data communication.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing on how you started getting interested in this industry. Now, what is currently the mission and vision of JACS?
The mission of JACS is simply to change the internet protocol. The vision is to provide a much more secure, fair, and cheaper alternative to the current transport mechanism of the internet, and to provide a real decentralized enabler to the third generation of the internet, which is everybody calls Web 3.0.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing to us the mission and vision of JACS. Now, could you explain to our subscribers here about the whole project concept of JACS, especially its Internet 3.0 infrastructure?
Of course. We realized that Internet 3.0 infrastructure is a bundle of services and applications. The main concept around those services and applications are that they are fully decentralized. However, the fact of the matter is that all of the providers of these services worked on decentralizing the application layer. So there is no central authority, there is no central database. But they never thought of decentralizing the whole OSI model stack from the physical layer up to the application layer. And this is where we thought we want to come up with an infrastructure that is truly decentralized end-to-end and could be used directly as a transport mechanism of all those application providers for them to focus mainly on their applications and their application development, but not on having to rebuild the wheel. We wanted to provide a cross-platform that is truly decentralized, that they can use and focus on their application deployment.
Okay, so thank you very much for explaining to us about the whole project concept of JACS, especially its Internet 3.0 infrastructure. Now, what are the competitive advantages and benefits of JACS to our internet users, especially those who are already using VPNs or what we call the virtual private networks?
Yes, of course. Let me divide your question into two parts. First is the competitive advantage of JACS. JACS as a technology, and then JACS as a VPN, which is one of the first applications that we are introducing. Because typically, when you try to introduce a technology, you really want to encapsulate it in an actual application that users can benefit from, right? So, as a technology, JACS addresses the main issues that are currently there with the transport protocol of the internet. First is the fact it is completely centralized in terms of internet addresses that are assigned to nodes that are connected to the internet are assigned from a centralized authority. Second, it is very, very expensive to acquire and maintain those addresses for entities that require so many addresses. Third, is the security aspect of the current transport mechanism, which was created more than 50 years ago. So this is what JACS is trying to fix as a technology. From an application perspective, if we are talking about VPNs, you need again to go through a central authority, and you will require to go through certain servers to tunnel your traffic through the internet. With JACS, it is completely decentralized. We are starting off with our early adopters who will act as enablers for the tunneling of the data through the internet. So the main feature of the JACS VPN is that you acquire the JACS address, which you use as your secure address for your data to be tunneled through the internet. You acquire it once and you do not need to pay recurring fees.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing to us about the competitive advantages and benefits of JACS, especially those who are using VPNs. Now, who are currently the project partners of JACS?
We are currently, again, partnering with two types of partners. And I will not go through names because we are still in our proof of concept phase. So we are partnering with technology and standardization bodies because we are dealing with a technology that aims to replace the current internet infrastructure on one aspect. And then on the other is actually the productified version of JACS, or the products that will work based on the JACS technology. And for that, we have partnered with open networking providers, companies that create white label devices that we will put JACS on top so that you would be able to distribute JACS as a complete bundled software plus hardware product.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing to us the project partners of JACS. Now, could you share the future plans of JACS in the next few years?
Again, the future plans are divided into two main streams. One is the evolution of technology. The other is producing more and more applications that are user-friendly and understandable for the users. So from a technology point of view, we are working on developing the JACS from a software layer only to be bundled on top of hardware. And the main reason is the fact that the main feature of JACS is the complete abundance of addresses. We claim that we are able to provide real addresses to each grain of sand on the planet. To be able to do this and to be able to cater for the upcoming Internet of Things and all the nodes and all the things that are going to be connected to the internet, we require to make sure that we have an abundance of real addresses. That's from one side. And from the other is the use cases of 5G and the use cases of machine-to-machine intercommunication, where you would like the machines to use their real addresses to communicate with each other without having to map those addresses as the current system is doing. So this is from a technology point of view to make sure that we are able to provide real addresses for each and every grain of sand on the planet. On the other hand, we started off with the VPN as an application. We are continuing to improve it and also introducing other very clear applications and useful applications to the users, such as chatting platform where you can exchange assets as well as data. This platform is not going to be as a normal, regular exchange platform that you and I use for social networking, but we aim to have it available or to make it available to non-humans, to things, because we do claim that JACS is the protocol for Web 3.0 that mainly addresses things, nodes, and not necessarily only humans.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing to us the future plans of JACS in the next few years. Now, speaking of those future plans, do you have any plans to expand your services right here in the Philippines?
Well, I mean, we are targeting to have global spread. We started off our fundraising program as a public crowdfund. Why was that? Although we could have gone through the traditional funding mechanisms of private investors, venture capitalists, and even loans or the like, but we wanted to make sure that our funders and our early adopters are as spread as possible, even if they contribute $1 to JACS. The spread and the creation of the community is our primary focus. So we are not geographically bound to the UK where the company is established. However, we are looking for early adopters across the globe. And this is the whole concept behind using them as enablers for the traffic tunneling.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing to us about a possibility of expanding your services here in the Philippines. And do you have some exciting updates to share to our subscribers here on YouTube and those who are watching our video right now?
Yes, of course. I have actually two exciting updates. One is that the JACS token, which you use to unlock the services, is currently now traded over Uniswap exchange. That's one thing. The other is that we have moved from the initial version of the VPN up to the second version, which will allow you to use not only the JACS token, but other cryptocurrencies to acquire the JACS addresses where you can assign yourself your permanent lifetime unique address, which you will use to access the internet without having to pay any maintenance or recurring fees.
Okay, so thank you very much for sharing to us, all right, about the exciting updates that you have. Could you share why users like me should be using the JACS app for VPN purposes?
I will answer you in two words. First is security. Second is the once-off payment.
All right. So before we end, could you invite our audience to check out JACS website and, of course, their social media channels? So go ahead, sir.
You will find all the information over our websites, jacs.tech.
Okay, so once again, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Mohamed El Dessouki, the CEO and founder of JACS, or what we call as Just Another Communication Stack. Thank you for being here in the show, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one, everyone.
And I would like to thank all of you who are watching, sharing, and supporting our interview tonight. So I really appreciate your time here with us. So I hope that you've learned something about this interview session about JACS. So if you have some questions you have in mind that are not answered yet in this interview, just leave a comment right here on the video. And one more thing, peeps, for you to stay notified about my latest videos regarding cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, and DeFi, just simply click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And you can follow my social media channels right here or in my YouTube description. Okay, so from my freaking home studio, this is Jeff, aka Nomad Fury, and see you guys on my next video. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.